Hello and welcome to another episode of In the Mix with John Galloway, presented by CrossBones MMA Radio. I'm your host, John Galloway, and today, as we look at the world of combat sports, I'll be joined by my guest, Mike Bruno. Mike, John Galloway, CrossBones MMA, how's it going?
Great, man. Just hanging out and, got weigh-ins coming up in 2 days and just can't wait to fight, man. I can't wait.
Well, we're welcoming you back into the show. You've been here with us before, so let's get right into it. Weigh-ins are 2 days away. How are you doing with that?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm on point. I was like 163 today, so I'm only 8 pounds over, and I'm still comfortable. And I'll have a banana here or there, and then I'll have a bowl of oatmeal later, and so I'm still eating, and I'm just feeling good. I'll make weight, no problem.
Excellent. Now, your weigh-ins are 2 days away. Your fight is coming up October 31st. It's going to be at the USF Sundome in Tampa, Florida. And it's, again, for Titan Fighting Championship, and it's going to be TFC 31. You're going to be fighting Cameron Neville at this event. Any research on him? Any knowledge going into this fight?
Yeah, he's tough as hell. He's a survivor. I know he survived 3 rounds with Wagner Rocha, so I've been talking to people that saw that fight down in Fort Lauderdale. I'm wondering if it's on YouTube. I've had all month to check it out, his fight with Rocha, but I wasn't too worried or I've just fought so many times and so many guys, so I just asked around about a lot of there's a bunch of guys in South Florida that are from Georgia, like Blake Bowman and Cole Miller, and so I just got the word on him and how he fights and what he likes to do and everything. And then probably while I'm bored in the hotel room, I'll try to dig up his fight with Rocha. But I'm not too worried if I don't watch it. I just know he's tough, and I talked to guys that saw that fight, and they told me what was up.
Yeah, you're one of the fighters that I speak to that you don't do a lot of film study beforehand. What you like to do is you like to focus on what you're trying to control and implementing your game into the fight. Obviously, without getting into detail of your specific game plan, where do you see this fight going? What do you see happening here?
Well, I like to start the fight on the feet, and if I see an opening for a takedown, I'll hit it. But I'm going to look for an opening on the feet, obviously, in the beginning. And that's how it's going to go. You're probably going to see a lot of MMA action. I give you that much.
Yeah. Now you're coming into this event following a hard-fought loss to Dewan Owens at Titan Fighting Championship 29. What's coming?
Yeah.
What did you take out of that fight that doesn't necessarily make it a loss, but a learning experience, something that you can grow on?
Oh yeah, totally. I had to, have coaches meetings right after that fight, and it was something that I've been doing wrong for a while. I've been, overdoing the strength and conditioning routines, and I've been neglecting outdoor running, which is the best medicine for the human body. Is outdoor running, by the way. So, but the reason why I was went overboard with the strength and conditioning routines is because I grew up with a pro bodybuilder for a father, and I've been weight training since I'm 6 or 7 years old, and these strength and conditioning coaches saw that I do those workouts with flying colors, so they kind of pushed me a little too hard in them. And I was also eating wrong, too. I was eating like a bodybuilder, a high-protein, low-carb diet, so I was burning a lot of muscle. So, third round came in that fight, and my body started shutting down on me from just being too muscular and having no blood flow. And from everything I just said, I started feeling like crap after the end of the first round in that fight. It was, not the fight I should have won, just like the fight, before that. So I've been getting my body together, getting that right. Been doing all my outdoor running, cut out all the weights, and just focus on becoming like a punching machine.
Yeah. Now you and I are friends on Facebook, and I can attest to some of the pictures that you recently posted. You're definitely in absolutely shredded shape right now. And one of the ones that you just posted was about an outdoor run. Now, how many miles are you running? What kind of cardio are you doing out there?
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes I'll do 2 a day, but they're not super long. It's a little under 3 miles. So it comes out to like a 25-minute run. It's like about 2.5. And you don't want to I don't like to do more than that because of all the other training that I have to do, the grappling, the takedowns, and the striking, and then the drills for all of that too. So I never wanted to run more than 3, and it just it reminded me of when my body used to feel awesome, and that was like I said, from like 2004 to 2009, and then around 2009, all these everyone from AT&T was going to places like IHP, Institute of Human Performance, and then I started going to this place in Aventura called Barmarito Performance that where the NFL trains, and it just like did the wrong stuff to my body for MMA. Like it made me so muscular to where like I wasn't able to move in my last 2 fights. So I just got back to good old fashioned running. That's it, just running outside. I'm always going to have strength and muscles activated from the wrestling and grappling. So I just need good old running. I don't need the chains and the sledgehammer and the medicine ball. I don't need any of that anymore.
Now, Mike, coming in here, we've been in a little bit of a downturn in your recent fights. How much of that do you attest to the overtraining with the strength and condition, like you were just talking about, or how much of it is the difference in the level of competition as you step up into Titan?
Well, here's the thing. Like Cameron's another tough guy, just like Dewan Owens, and then the kid before that, Avery McFadden, that was another tough kid that fought in Bellator. So like they're just really tough guys, and the stage is always going to be big because for me that is because I always try to like excel. I put together like a win streak and got a highlight video. Then I went international. Then I had a couple of losses, and I had a nice run with Fight Time, and to where I thought I was gonna get in the UFC and all this and that. So, but definitely with my last 2 fights, it was my body with the incorrect camp, all the stuff that the wrong diet and the wrong training, and so that was pretty much that, but. If that answers your question, I know there was another part to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You answered it straight out, and I appreciate that and I respect that. But let's say what it is. I mean, you obviously showed Titan something. They're bringing you back from
because the way because I've never really lost like a first round, and all of my losses, I never really got outskilled, except like. But the Wagner Rocha was a different story. That fight, I was like a deer in headlights. I didn't get to give him the fight I wanted to, and now he's like training at ATT, and I got to like roll with him, and we've both been Florida grapplers for like over 10 years, and he went all the way with it, and became like a jiu-jitsu legend, opened up his own school, where I just like stuck to like local no-gi tournaments, like all like Naga, New Breed,
right.
all those tournaments like that. But like where I had to grapple with students before and all this stuff. But so I didn't get to I was nervous as hell going into that. I knew I like didn't deserve the win because like I was just acting like a piece of crap with all my smack talk, and I just just shot just in like takedown, and then he was just all over me with the grappling, and I just went on like autopilot, just trying to survive, So like, and that's another thing. And the Mike Rio fight too. He's a UFC vet. I fought Mike Rio, and like that was another thing where I was coming off a 2-year layoff, had a bad weight cut, and like after the first scramble, I got the takedown, and then like my body just like stopped fucking working from like so like through the years, it's just having to get like your body right and your mind right together. Because everything's all one part, all one piece. Like when it comes down to it, so like everything's got to be working right.
Well, it sounds like things are, you're definitely making the changes to, to turn things around here. So that, that's always a good sign. It takes a big man to admit that there's, issues and, a bigger guy to fix them. So, heads up and
Yeah, that's what got me a second fight in Titan, because I've only been signing one fight deals with them, and they know they seen what I've done in my past fights, and they know how my age and my situation, how like my brother's a coach, and I'm situated where I just get to like train all day long and hang out in gyms, and they believe in me like I believe in me, and they know I was having a problem with the weight, and my manager like got me booked with them again because I was all over Dwan in the first round, and the rest of the fight should have gone like that. Had I had the strength in the second round that I had in the first, I would have finished him with the triangle choke I had him in. But I was had so much blood pumping through my arms and all throughout my body for me. It's so muscular that like I couldn't move. Like I couldn't. It was a nightmare. So I've been on a mission to get my body right, and with the help of like my brother and my team, and we're coming to get this W in a couple of days.
yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned your team because there's a lot of guys from ATT that are going to be showing up in Tampa on Halloween night. What's that like for you going down there with a bunch of guys that you roll with all the time?
But it's awesome because I don't hang out with many people these days. I used to be like a social maniac, with the going out and the pool parties and the beach parties, and that just like that was from like 18 to 25, and then I needed to get my body back to 100%, so I just like went into seclusion, only hang out with a couple of people that were coming to my fights and everything, and so because like the training's getting so hard and the athletes are getting so good that fresh out of like the NCAA finals, I got to be ready to like go do live takedowns and strike with a guy like Bubba Jenkins, for instance, who's just going to come down south, boom, step on the mat. Where my background is in wrestling, but I didn't wrestle in college. I just had to make it better every year. Yep. So you got to evolve every year. Even with when Anthony Pettis did that kick off the cage, you got to have an open mind to drill every single thing. Right?
Absolutely. Now, Mike, you have a sponsor showing up here, or helping out here, and you got a pretty cool looking T-shirt that's out there now. Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh, thank you, man. And for years I was always like hesitant on the T-shirt. I can never, to tell you the truth, I can never come up with an idea or a logo or anything. And then finally, because of the position that I'm in with fighting and everything, I'm just like, that's it. I'm like, I need something. I need something new going into this fight. I need something that's going to fire me up and get me like nuts every time I look at it. And I'm like, I need a nickname. I've always had a silly nickname that the Brazilians gave me. They nicknamed me the love machine, and I couldn't have that. And on 2007 or 2008, I got rid of that crap, and I just went by like Mike Bruno with no nickname, and I was set on this like no nickname guy, just because I felt like it would get my name out there more. Yeah. But for this fight, I just wanted something new. I don't know if I'm gonna. My brother nicknamed me the Golden Axe when I was 16 because of a spot I was positioned in on my team, and just because we were in yellow all the time, and I reminded him of the video game, and just because that's how I am. It's like a never-ending saga in MMA for me, and I won't stop fighting until I'm dead. And you got to kill me to take me out of the sport. And that's why I'm signed by Titan to fight again. So I am the Golden Axe. I've been fighting for American Top Team for 10 years, and then I'm still here stronger than ever, evolving, and I thank God every day that I got my brothers and team and coaches that believe in me also, because we all help each other, even though we want to kill each other during sparring. At the end of the practice, we always get together for that one last ATT at the end. Yep. So we're all one, and I'm traveling up to there with Hyder Hassan, and we'll be cutting weight together, and then we'll be recovering together.
Awesome. Now your shirt is very very Atari like, very old school video game like, and
yeah. I'll get into that. It's got a Sega theme from the video game.
There you go.
Golden Axe. And they got a nice big shining golden axe going through a dead dragon's head with blood and guts, like in front of like a cliff type background. And it's an Unseen Armada shirt. They hooked me up, unseenarmada.com, and that's a Mike Golden Axe Bruno shirt, and it's got ATT on the front, and it's themed after the Sega Genesis video game.
Awesome.
The style. So, and I'm psyched about that. So finally, I'm like, you know what? Going into this fight, I need something new. I'm gonna get my shirt that I've waited so long for. I finally got an idea, and let's go with it. Let's kick some ass.
Yeah, man. Now, where can people follow you along? The fight's going to be on October 31st, Halloween night. It's going to be at the USF Sundome in Tampa, Florida. If people want to watch it on TV or on satellite, they can do that on CBS Sports. They can get it on the internet, the cbssports.com. But if people just want to, keep up with you and how things are going for you, where can they do that on the internet?
They could. My Instagram is Mike_Bruno _MMA, and then my Twitter is Mike Bruno _MMA. And those things I'm really active on. I put up training clips, and then my Facebook also, Mike Bruno / it's Mike Bruno / American Top Team. That's for my fan page, but my regular Facebook, you add me on there. So I'm pretty easy to find on social media. I just go back and forth to the gym, check my phone, hit the showers. Pretty simple, man.
That's it. Well, Mike, that's going to wrap up another episode of CrossBones MMA Radio series In the Mix with John Galloway. I'd like to extend a big thank you to today's guest, Mike Bruno, for joining us. For Mike, this is John Galloway.